Come hang out with me. Come hang out. Come on. Let's hang out. Hang out with me. No? No? What am I going to say? Releasing a game in not 24 hours. What is it? What's in between 24 and 48? 36? Is that true? Releasing a game in 36 hours? Is that true? Is that true? Who cares? Who fucking cares? Releasing a game on Thursday. Come hang out. I'm doing fine. Come on, hang out on the very last Devstream. All right. Post. What do I care? What do I care? I'm releasing a game. I don't have time to care what people think about me in my post about being on the stream right now. I don't care. You don't care. Nobody cares. Game gotta get done. Yes? No? Yes? Game gotta get done. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's gonna get done. I say to, definitely to myself. I say 100% to myself. Don't worry. Game get done. The only one who can reassure anyone of that. Me. And is it the truth? What do we think? Is it true? Yeah, the game will get done. It's fine. It's fine. You know why it's fine? Because I'm in charge. That's why. And that doesn't mean that I'm a good person to put in charge. That means that because I'm in charge, I am going to tell you that it's fine. Because that's part of the job description. Like, you know, if you go to the doctor and you're like, am I going to make it? You don't want the doctor to be like, well, I don't know. You know, probably. I don't know. You want the doctor to be like, yeah. Like you're stupid for asking. Yeah. Yeah, it's very curable. Game's going to come out. It's not a big deal. Games come out every day. I don't know if you've heard. Games come out every day, and that is kind of the problem. They come out every day to an indifferent world. To an indifferent world who can't even afford the time or money to play even one fraction of them. To play even one millionth of all of them. They come out. They're played by few. They're loved by 5. They are loved a freakish amount by 5. By about 5. You release the game. You release the game. It's really good. I'm just copying Joe's shtick here. It's really good. And then you wait a little while and you're like, no? No? Oh yeah, you know, that could happen. That could happen. Maybe that'll happen to me. I've been working on this thing for 4 years, right? It'll be 4 years in February. Well, it won't be 4 years because I'll be done. So I guess I came in under the line. As long as the game comes out in 2 days, it didn't take 4 full years. It took just under 4 years. What am I going to do with my life after this? It's a question I have given quite a bit of thought to. I'm not telling you the answer. But it is interesting to be in this position. I used to make serialized stories. And when you make serialized stories, every year is about the same. Things change, but big things don't change. And that's kind of, ultimately why I think I got a little sick of it was I was in a bit of a holding pattern. And there are no holding patterns with video games. There are deadlines. There are deadlines and then big events. And I think I needed more big events in my life. I needed more things that were just like absolutely earth-shattering to happen. That wasn't really happening in the world of serialized storytelling. I needed video games. Okay, some people need Jesus. That's what I needed. I needed to worship at the altar of something new. I think I usually don't do a character with lips, but this real person that I'm drawing, I think it's a good look. So I think I'm gonna go for lips. Maybe just a little bit of lip, We'll see. We'll see how it looks when the color kicks in. We'll see. Hi there. You're running through the beta one more time. Oh, beta human. I was so happy to see you in there today. I fully expected you to be done because you said you were going to be, and I have nothing but respect for the time that you've given the game. But boy, was I happy to see you. Oh man, it is testing right up until the minute. I'm working on everything until the last minute. There was no avoiding it. It couldn't be helped. Let me find her sprite. Here we go. It couldn't be helped. I guess I should have known. Some people, you're like, how are you? At the end of their dev cycle, they're like, oh, basically everything's done. Yeah, we didn't get to have that. And I have no regrets. I think the game is better for it. But yeah, I'm working until the very last second on this thing. Very last second. I'm gonna be working when up until the moment I hit publish on this thing. That's how it's gotta be. What's up, gamers? Just making a game. Well, the game's coming out in 2 days. It's basically done. But as you can see, I'm still doing artwork, which is not great, right? That's not really very good to still be making artwork at the last second. But here we are. I'm making the artwork that only I can make. Namely, the artwork that I promised to all of the people who 4 years ago, they've all forgotten they did this. 4 years ago, they've helped me to finance this game. They gave me some cashola, and in exchange for that, they get the game, obviously, and they also get to be in the game. And I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's the goodwill I feel for them. I don't know if it's the fact that I feel chained to my desk and I'm starting to fall in love with my captor. But I feel like there's some really nice looking people. Some really nice looking people in my queue to draw here. Very, very nice looking guys and ladies and people. And I'm trying to do right by them. You know, I don't want to rush these, and obviously this is not the kind of work I can pass off to anybody else. I have to draw it myself, so that if they're not happy with the way it looks, it's no one's fault but mine. They should have gotten somebody who's an actual a good draftsman to do that part, but they got me, and I'm doing my best. But I think they look nice. There's some nice looking people. There's some handsome motherfuckers. Yeah, doing a little Stockholman. Yeah, now they're in the game. It is a curse, isn't it? All right. Now let's draw these earrings. Did I already pick a color for them? I did. So, as you can see, these people are all some of the people who are being drawn into this game are just a sprite, and I've already drawn all of those, and then some of them are a sprite and a portrait with a little line in the game. And yeah, this is really other than testing, which is probably going to be, you know, between testing and just kind of trying to slip in as many last little pieces of writing as I can before it's too late. I'm just that's tomorrow. Bug testing, writing, and what was the other thing I said? Well, I'm doing this tonight. So that I don't have to do it tomorrow. And I'm almost done, but I thought I would stream because I'm gonna be doing this for at least another hour or so. So it'd be nice to have a little company. In addition to these drawings, I need to make their mouths move, so I won't be. I'm not totally done when I finish the drawing. But I think the game's good. At least it seems, you know, I would be proud of it no matter what, but the impression I've gotten just from other people playing it is that it's good. People who've been playing it, it seems, yeah, it seems like they believe in it, and you know, that's kind of something I've been telling myself for a while now, because it was your favorite thing at PAX. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks so much. That's real nice. Thanks for stopping by. What was I saying? Oh, they people believe in the game. I've been telling myself that because, you know, there have been all these periods where I'm testing it, and the feedback I'm getting is this is broken, that's broken, that's broken. A lot of that, and let's make our eyebrows brown. And you know, when I get that kind of feedback from people who are really just like testing the shit out of it, just breaking it down, playing every fucking possibility. You know, I have to remind myself these people believe in it. They don't need to play this, and they're giving it their time. When it is so hard to give anything your time, and I see that in the players. So I'm not going to try and feign any sort of modesty. I feel I owe it to the people who've played the game to believe in it myself. But yeah, I think people are believers is what I'm saying. The game is good. Thank you so much. I'm excited. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. I don't know how many reviews are going to come out. Maybe none, maybe some. I don't know, but the review embargo lifts tomorrow morning, which means that if people do start reviewing the game, I'm gonna need to stay the hell away from the internet. Get my shit done. All right, I'm happy with this one. So I've got one more here. One more. Let me get my reference picture up. Oh my God. No. Instagram photo. Yeah, this will do. Yeah, today I wrapped up, for the most part, a mini game that, you know, if you want to talk about believing in something, I was sure that there was no way this mini game was going to survive. I left it until the last minute because I had no choice. I personally was not able to work on it. Mike, my husband, who had promised to work on it with me, was under severe deadline until just like a week or so ago. And it involved an amount of programming that I didn't actually feel qualified to take on myself, and I didn't really feel that it was possible to get anyone else on board at this point. I felt I had waited too long. Anyway, a lot of hope went into that one over the last 3 days, and not just hope, a lot of people. Specifically, how many people have been working on this game with me? It's me, Mike, Edmundo, James, and Joe. There's 5 of us. And I've never experienced a game jam before. This is the closest I have ever come to doing a game jam. And, dude, we fucking did it. Like, it got made. It got made. And I think it looks great. I think it came out really good. It's super short. It's a joke, you know. You're excited. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have noticed that people are posting about it, which is wonderful. They're talking about how they can't wait to play it. I saw a few people say that they're gonna spend their day playing it, which is, you know, something I see people say about like AAA games and stuff. It feels really good to see them planning their day around this. The first game did not have this kind of heat on it 2 days before release. Definitely not. You know, people were curious about the first game. Curious. They were like, oh, I'm going to get to try that little game she's making. And the thing is that, like, 2022 was not even as brutal as it is now. Now it is even harder to get people's attention than it was then. And yeah, people are talking about it. People are talking about it a lot. You think Station to Station will be a lot of adventure game, people's game of the year? Yeah, I hope it breaks through, honestly. You know, not that I don't want to be associated with them. All my pals in video games are adventure game designers like myself. They all make games in AGS just like me. I'm gonna be struggling with this one for a while. This is my handsome friend Ken. I'm trying to get him. This is always a hard part for me. Getting the mouth to look like a person. I think I gotta try something else. Let's see. I'm just like on my friend's IG looking for my favorite, my most appropriate smile to give him. Tricky swoop. Yeah, just trying to make it kind of look a little more distinctly like him. He's being coy. And you know, it's pixels too, so extra tricky. I feel like I'm getting a little closer. I'm zeroing in on something here. What was I saying? What the hell was I talking about? Do you guys want me to talk about any aspect of the game? Any questions I can answer? What can I say? What can I say? What can I say that hasn't been said? It's hard because I've been living with this thing for so many years, and soon it's going to be a thing that everybody is living with. Well, you know, everybody who cares. No, I'd like to break out of the adventure game genre. I think that it's worth. Where are you? Where are you? Here's all of the sprites who are going to be in the game. I feel like this still needs some work, but I'm just gonna get it colored in and see how that affects my opinion of it. I just think that it's time to. I think it's time to cut loose from this particular genre. Not because the games are no good. Obviously, the games are good. I love the games, and obviously there are good point and click adventure games being made, but I think there's just too much baggage attached to that classification. And like, you know, obviously I sell games, so I need to think about demographics and stuff. But why is your average person so why is your average person so mindful of the demographics in which these games belong? It makes me not want to be classifiable in those terms. The way people talk about games. It's like I don't know if any of you ever listen to The Best Show, but there's this character, Gary the Squirrel, who just when he was first being devised, his signature trait was that he cared way too much about box office numbers for like an average moviegoer. Like Tom Sharpling was making fun of the idea that like some shitty little guy, some shitty little squirrel is just going to the movies, but he's not going to the movies. He's not actually a fan of the movies. He's like, that one flopped. Cost the studio 10 mil. You know, like he would just talk about movies as if he was a Hollywood producer and not just like some shitty guy that plays them or that watches them or just observes market trends, you know? And I feel like that's everyone, you know? Everyone is Gary these days. Everyone is observing market trends instead of just like, I don't know, enjoying the art that's being made. And it irritates me to hear people talk about like point and click adventure games, and then I'm exhausted and bored of you know, all of the discourse about how adventure games still exist. Like, that's not good, guys. I'm just gonna say that to like all of my fellow developers of adventure games. If you constantly have to tell people that the thing you make still exists, that's not a good sign, guys. That's not good. From a marketing standpoint, not a no bueno. And from a morale standpoint, really fucking depressing. To have to stomp your feet and say, this type of game still exists. I'm making it. Oh, brother. Like, just kill me now, right? If I have to do that, just kill me now. I just think that's undignified. So it's not that I think the adventure game genre is kaput, but I think the connotations are depressing and embarrassing. And I just like I'm just like kind of tired of calling that like a PR problem. Yeah, like, this is why I got fucking sick of comics, you know? Like, this constant, like, willful misunderstanding of it, you know? Like, I'm just standing around my entire life explaining to people that comics haven't just been for kids since the 1960s. Like, good luck. Good luck. I'm starting to think it's not true. I'm starting to think adventure games don't exist anymore. Like, congrats. You turned me around on that one. Because, like, how do I put this? How do I put this? I just think, like, I think we should read the room. I think we need to read the room here. People don't want to play games that remind them of some old fucking CD-ROM shit. Did I just put it back exactly the way I had it before? I might have. They don't want to be reminded of some old fucking shit from the 90s. From the 80s and 90s. And That's not what I want either. I'm not trying to capitalize on people's nostalgia. I know it seems like maybe I am, because I'm making a period piece video game, and uh, I am basically resurrecting a dead a dead genre. I know it's not dead. It's actually not dead. It's actually not dead. I made a game I made a game in this genre this year. Oh, you've never heard of it. It's a very good game. Great game. Now? It's just like, let's just pack it up, guys. Let's just pack it up. It's okay. We can call it something else. All right? You have my permission. I'm calling it a point and click adventure when it benefits me, basically. And otherwise, what are you into? What are you into? Are you into stories of adolescence? Are you into are you into romance? Dating? Are you into life of the mind style stories about artists? I've got it all, man. I got it all for you. You don't even need to know what kind of game it is. It doesn't matter. Because if you like those things, I think you're going to love this. And that's really the approach I'm trying to have these days. That's really how I'm approaching it. They want Meredith game? Maybe. Well, they don't know me yet, but once they know me, they'll want it. No? I've been saying that a lot. Like, a lot. It's like our mom puts food down in front of the dog. The dog looks at her. No? You want it? No? Okay, I might come back to this one because I'm just fuckus right now. I'm just fucking around. I feel like there's some little adjustment that would help this drawing, but I don't know if I know it yet. Let's see. A little of this? Maybe? Oh? Well, that helps. No, I think that did help. Nope. Yeah. Maybe bring the mouth down a bit. Alright, I'm gonna come back to this one. That's what it's like selling an adventure game. Yeah. Just like selling it out of the back of your truck. Alright, so I've got a few portraits here that are already done, but here's the ones I'm going to work on tonight. Alright. Good crowd. So I'm just going to do the lip sync for all of these, and then I'm going to be done. I basically have a template for lips, and I just copy those whenever I need them. So you'll see it's like talking. All right. So let's transfer all of these into the folders they need to be into. Let me just duplicate. What do we got here? Inks, and then I'll make a new layer for lips, and we'll just copy this. I'm gonna need 17 of these, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think the genre has to go. I think it has to go. I think we all need to uh keep making games, but I think we all need to go our separate ways. I think it's just kind of a genre for nerds. I feel like I feel like as long as we're doing this, we're not going to break through, you know? We're not going to break through. I'm sorry to say. Okay, so the last one I did with a moving mouth was that one. So I need you in group. What do we got? Do we have a 10? No. We got that guy. Okay. All right, so nobody's in 10. You're in 10. Let's just go to 30. 30. All right. Let's make all these portraits a little transparent so they're not glaringly in your face. Okay. 11. We'll take you. I'm going to read out what you said, Beta Human, because I think it's good. All right, I can maximize this window now. I think that when you leverage the idioms of a genre or medium, you can't help but get typecast a bit. Remember, so many reviews are going to begin, remember adventure games? People are still making them. But I do predict people will be writing that because they want to share station to station. Well, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Like, you got to have an angle. You got to have an angle if you're telling us you're telling a story to people. You're trying to get them excited about it, and I very much appreciate anyone who does that. I'm not going to complain if I get reviews like that, not at all. Um, I just think that uh, in general, whenever a piece gets written about adventure games, all of the developers and fans of adventure games groan collectively over that sort of framing. And that's why I'm saying, like, if we don't if we don't want that to happen, well, I'm sure every genre pigeonholes you, as you say, because people are trying to tell a story. They're trying to say something familiar. They're trying to hook you. But I just think maybe as a genre, it's a little bit of a dead end. Not because there aren't talented people involved, but I think they're kind of associated with nerd shit. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Like, when you play a point and click adventure game, you're just imagining, like, I don't think that'll do anything at all. Or like, you think I'm a little right and a little wrong. That simply won't work. I don't know. There's something about it. There's something about it that I just want to, like, flush down the toilet. But this may be a problem with games at large. You know, it may be a problem with games at large that maybe only the most violent genres of games actually escape from. Okay, these have lip sync. So, what am I working on? I'll work on. I'll work on. You? I think I already did you. No, I didn't. You? All right. Okay. Uh, I think maybe games are just made by and for nerds, and uh, you think Dead is accurate. If the guy still wants to make adventure games, then he's a freak, which makes him right. Without freakishness, the genre becomes stale. Yeah, I think you might be right. And again, I don't think this is just adventure games. I think this is across the board with games. Um, People try to make games by the book. They try to make the games that their heroes made. And as a result, you get a lot of really bland games. Like, it's like, instead of like having some vision that they need to come alive, they have some game that they need to imitate. Is that anything? Right? Like, people are just making tributes to their favorite things. That's not fun. That's not fun. Uh, that's just like, that's just like a feedback loop. Like, Joe and I have been talking about things that are so good that you say, who the fuck made this? Because you just can't believe that this person's just been like out here thinking these thoughts the whole time. Who the fuck made this? Complimentary, right? And yeah, it's got to be somebody who just came out of left field, right? It's got to be someone you're just like, "Oh, you've had this little freak blood in you this whole time? You've been a little freak this whole time? Where'd you come from? I've never even heard of this person. Where'd you come from? Who is this?" You're mad, Who is this? I've never heard of this person, right? Like, that's when it's exciting, in my opinion. That's when it's exciting. Bill Lampier's combat basketball. Oh, is this one you? Is it you? Good. I was wondering if anyone who the drawing was would come onto the stream. I think a little dimensionality to the patch would be good. And we'll see how that looks when I animate it. And then we've got teeth. That could be a little more interesting. Current mode de rigueur of storytelling games are so-called visual novels. And if you think adventure games are laden with obsolete expectations, visual novels have the baggage of being descended from Japanese porn games from the 90s. Point and clicks are cooler than the Fawns in comparison. I mean, I've played these things, man. I've played these visual novels. And I won't say I've played them all the way through. But the thing is, if your game makes me read, and like, look, I am the most making people read this person there is. If your game makes me read, you gotta write something I want to read. You gotta write something I'm happy I read. Otherwise, what are you doing? You're torturing me. Don't make me read. I've come around like Joe on this one. Don't make me read. How dare you make me read? For that you made me read? That's it, right? For that, It was good where it was. Okay. Let's paste them all in and see how they look together. I really like how this portrait came out because I think it has a lot of attitude. A lot of the time I'm really trying to you know, be kind and flattering to the person, and I think sometimes I do that at the expense of giving them a little personality. But I felt like this photo had so much personality. It's you know, all ball gamed up, a little bit of toot in the expression, and I just felt like I could give it a little more personality. All right, let's see how he looks. Okay, that's a little flapping about, honestly. I feel like I got to no way, dude, fuck me up. This is you though that I'm doing the artwork for right now. That's awesome. I liked your photo, and I definitely had to draw that Phillies P. I was like, I think this is a pretty good pixel representation of the P. All right, I'm gonna just do the toothy mouth like this. I think there needs to be a little variation, and yeah, that's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Okay, all right. Unfortunately, I think that little cleft in the lip is doing the damage. So I can either get rid of the cleft, which I don't want to do. I really like it, or I gotta reproduce that shape elsewhere. So let's see. Can it survive? Maybe. Try that. Give it a shot. I'll give it a whirl. Yeah, I think it may just be part of a larger issue that I'm embarrassed by games. I think it's too clefty. I'm just looking at the cleft now. All right. Back to what it was. I'm gonna have to rethink this a bit. Maybe I'll feel fine about it. The thing with pixels is you go back and forth, and then you're like, oh, this is good, and it's the same drawing. You know what? I think that's actually okay. There's something not right. Maybe just this mouth shouldn't open as much. That might do it, actually. Or maybe it's that this one kind of moves back. Yeah. Yeah. It kind of moves back. So let's move this up. Oh, I'm making a lot of changes. Okay. Like this. Blabonia. The only place more dangerous than like his own front door. Blabonia. He could step on a flower and die. Dun, 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 dun. Dun. That's better. That's better. I think that'll keep. All right, I feel okay about that. Let's move on. Yeah, I love David Crane's A Boy and His Blob. Trouble on Blobonia. He gave it a subtitle. He gave the first game a subtitle. That takes balls. Those are balls. Right? Give your first game a subtitle. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Wow 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 wow. Da 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 da. Yeah, I know I'm live on YouTube. Unbelievable, the notifications I get. Unbelievable. This is surreal to see me do your likeness, or are you also David Crane, the video game developer who made A Boy and His Blob? Da, 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 da. I like to dip into an alternate reality where A Boy and His Blob was such a big, enduring hit, because I feel like it's just kind of happenstance that it wasn't, at very least a cult hit. It's this everyone here knows what it is, right? I don't think so, but they should. No, it's just this NES game, A Boy and His Blob. Your best friend is a blob. The artwork is so unusual. It doesn't look like any other NES game. And it's just like every NES game, fucking brutally, unforgivingly hard. You get murdered by looking at an obstacle. You look at a spider and you drop dead. It's so hard. And when you die, the blob gets sad because the blob can't die. So he just looks at you and bounces around sadly. You feed the blob jelly beans. You have an inventory of jelly beans that you leave the house with. And the game does not explain to you at all what the jelly beans do. You have to feed them to the blob to figure out what the animated likeness singing. I'm glad I could create that surreality for you tonight. Well, that one came together really fast. Sometimes they're pretty easy. Yeah, it's like brutally hard. Really cute. The blob turns into all kinds of cute things. Like, you feed him an apple and he turns into a jack, right? An apple jack. Isn't that cute? And you feed him the fuck do you feed him? You feed him a root beer and he turns into a, I don't know, like a fucking flamethrower or something. They don't always make sense. But sometimes sometimes there's a little hint in the name at what they do. Da da da. Da 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 da. Wow, 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 wow. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, I accidentally did that to the main drawing. Well, let me take you with me and then undo all of this. Oh shit, hold on. No! No! Alright, I gotta take everything, including the jaw. Okay, now undo it all. There we go. Da 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 da. Ba 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 da da da. Ba 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 da ba ba. And yeah, you're given absolutely no direction whatsoever. You know the game is called Trouble on Blabonia, so I guess you know in your heart that eventually you're going to Blabonia. But you start in your neighborhood in the city, and you just immediately go into the sewer because it's the only place you can go. And you just like battle spiders in a hole and collect treasure in the sewer for like the first part of the game. I think you need rocket fuel in order to go to Blabonia. So, yeah, that's what you do. You just collect treasure in the sewer with your blob. But whatever you're imagining it looks like, I don't think it looks like that. It's quite lovely. It's very unique. And yeah, I just like to imagine that like that game had like such a lasting impact on people who grew up to be developers. Something's not quite hitting there. I think it's the corners of the open mouth. This one being so round and this one being, yeah, they gotta match a bit more. Let's see. Chilling in a Devstream days before the game release has the vibes of keeping your homies comfortable during finals week. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. A Boy and His Blob has terrible platforming. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All the shit, like, what am I supposed to do that an adventure game has? A Boy and His Blob has that in terrible platforming. But why do I love it so much? Why do I keep coming back to it? Because there's nothing like it. And that's why I think it totally could have hit different, And the fact that I think, it's also the fact that one guy's name is on it. I love that. I love David Crane. Thank you, David. Thank you for making A Boy and His Blob. I hope he sees this. David Crane. Yeah, he's probably 75 years old now. Still making video games. Still tweeting on Blue Sky. No, I'm sure David Crane has moved on. Nobody makes video games for very long. Unless Unless you want to give them a bunch of money for the rest of their lives, then maybe they'll do it. Unless you want them to be kept. Like a kept game developer at Disney. Who's just, they got a room for him. Nobody even realizes he's there. He just emerges every once in a while. No one saw him go in. And no one saw him come in the morning. And he's just in there making games. More likely, though, Disney is keeping him there to not make games. They don't want him to do anything. They're paying him to not make A Boy and His Blob 2. Return to Blobonia. But, you know, every once in a while, I find out that some weirdo indie dev who did a number on me when I was a kid is still just fucking jamming them out. Like the guy who made the Goblins games. This French developer has been making Goblins since like 1991. He's working on another one right now, and he just made one a few years ago. That's the same, you know? It's good. It's just the same. Reliable. Good quality. And it looks like his, because he does all the art. I love that. I'm so drawn to that, you know? And yeah. It's just kind of a romantic notion, I suppose. The game development suits you so well that you just tinker at it forever. But it doesn't seem like that happens much. I think that's the exception, really. No, I've already done these. Okay. Have I already done Big Mouth? No. No, it usually people get burnt out, or you know, it's too demanding of a life. I mean, you know, I'm finding it doable because I'm making my own hours. I'm not doing it for Rockstar Games or anything like that. Not getting union busted. That helps. But how many people can do that? How many people find, you know, it's basically like you got to be lucky like multiple times over the course of a life where you find yourself in a position where you can like make game dev work. I think that's how you get lifers or long-termers who are making games for more than just a few years. Otherwise, you know, this shit's exhausting. I mean, it's not manual labor. It's not that exhausting, but the Snood guy is a comedian who writes detective fiction. I mean, all right. Do you think the Snood guy made any money? He's a geologist. He's a geologist who went into detective fiction. So, like, are the Snoods supposed to be rocks? What do we think? Wow, like, having more than one successful career, that's like, da-da-da, da-da-da. He did it twice. Da-da-da-da-da. Boom. Like, he's just shooting those little snoods around, like, is this anything? No? Boom. How about a detective novel? Boom. Da-da-da. How about geology? Da-da-da, da-da-da. Good job, dude. I love that for the snood, dude. Da, 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 da. Oh, that's when he died. That's when he dies. Sorry. Look, it's inevitable. I'm not wishing it on him. It's just the song that'll play when he dies. It's true, the game will never die. I'll be playing Snood on my deathbed. A memorial to the guy who started the Colossus yell. He died? You wouldn't know it if you were at MagFest. No. As far as you know, he's alive and strong. And they're all doing it for him. They don't even know it's for him. That's how immortal he is. They just think Colossus does that at MagFest. They don't know that it was a mere mortal. Did I get them all? Let's see. Now that looks a little crooked. You think AI coding assistance is good? Now, I have never attempted anything like that personally. What I've heard, I mean, you know, yeah, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can get into it, but you know, I think like when all the hype shakes out, we'll find out what this technology is actually useful for, and it won't be any of the sexy things that were promised. It'll be the most boring shit imaginable that actually no one feels like doing. It'll be like, oh, thank God we have it for that. That was so fucking boring. It's going to be a long time for me to accept that because I just like, I can't stand that shit in my face every day, you know. Let us help you come up with video ideas. Like I was on like YouTube Studio getting my trailer ready, and it's like, let us help you come up with a video idea. Like, fuck off. Holy shit. That shit's gotta stop. That's a bit better. I like that. That's cute. I like this character. I feel like she's got like a little bit of intensity beneath the surface. Lopsy is using AI to write code and you don't like him getting harassed for it. Some guy's been harassing him for 6 months. he's being harassed for writing code for like a game that hasn't been released, that is like probably not even a commercial game. I don't know, man. I just like I can't like I feel bad that that's happening to him. I don't know if I can talk about it right now. I'm just so fucking tired. I'm just so fucking tired of hearing people talk about this. I'm exhausted, you know. It's like it's just so fucking boring, you know. It's just so fucking boring having these conversations. Like I don't know. I don't know. Everyone I know is everyone I know in America is like really fucking stressed out right now. um like I don't know if anybody here is from a part of the world that is not American. Um, Maybe you live in a place where there's a corrupt oligarchy that takes all of your tax money and uses it to wage war against its own people. Maybe you live in one of those places, but that's like, you know, that's what's happening in America, and has been happening for this like extremely intense, sustained period of time for months now, and there's no end in sight, and things are getting worse. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows. So I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know how I feel about anything other than that right now. I honestly, I don't even feel a way about that anymore because I have to just fucking work. I have to just focus on my personal life and what's going on in my life right now. And if I'm thinking about whether, you know, like, you know, I don't know, Trump saw his dick today and now he wants to go to a war with another country. Like, you know, it's just like, I can't play fucking Groundhog Day every day of my life. Like, every day is Groundhog Day. I'm fucking Phil Connors. Phil? Phil Connors? You better not use AI. You know how much water it uses? That's fucking life right now. It's gonna be a cold winter. They pull some rat out of a hole, and you know what? You know what they used to do? They used to eat it. I gotta watch that movie again. Alright, that's looking a little mushy mouth too. Let's see what we can do. No, I guess that one. I thought it was cute to put it that high, but I think it's actually too high. I think that might improve it a bit. Oop. You know, if AI could do this, for me, I wouldn't hate it, right? Not draw the mouth, but just like put it in all of these layers for me. That'd be cool. All right, that looks good. Yeah, I think I'm just tired. I think I'm just really, really tired of having the same fucking conversations. Well, I don't have them. I'm just looking at them, you know? I'm just looking at them. But I'm just like I am just so tired of, you know, I felt this way about Twitter years ago, and I feel this way about everything now because everything is fucking Twitter now. Is that the the spiritual origin of the conversations that are had on Twitter and Tumblr are of a very university nature. Um, they are they are 101. They don't go any deeper than freshman year. They are really, they are impassioned and serious, and often, posturing and incriminating and moralizing. It is all the shit that you did in college. You're trying to fuck. You've never fucked before. And you're just like posturing yourself so much while having these conversations, and you don't know a ton, and you're all just sitting around being like, I think I'm growing. I think I'm learning. And it's like, these are conversations you have when you're in university. These are not deep intellectual discussions. They're not. They're just like for babies. And that's how I feel about every conversation where it can't advance beyond that. There's no advancing beyond that. I think those two mouths look too similar. The shape is too similar. So it's just like, okay, well, at some point I'd like the reading to be a bit more challenging, And it never is. It's always just like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Everyone brings this shit up because it's just part of the conversation all the time. But every conversation that becomes discourse is one that, in a world that wasn't where social media wasn't the reigning form, you would be having deeper conversations about these things. All right, I'm going to leave that and come back to it. You would be having deeper conversations about these things, getting to the heart of them, arguing about them like rabbis argue about scripture, It never gets deep. It never, ever gets deep, because that's not the point of it, right? The point of it is engagement. So you're never going to get anything out of these conversations. I mean, you get little sound bites, basically. That's not a meal. That's like fucking scraps. Higher was better. Yeah, I just I can't have these conversations anymore. Because there is nothing enriching about them. There's nothing enriching about them. There's nothing to absorb from that. It's empty calories. It's a waste of your life. I'm just going to let that part. Yeah. It's just a waste of life. All right. Let's try like that. We need to kick our addiction to social media junk food. Yeah. I as long as that is the case, these platforms are not facilitating real academic discussion. They're not facilitating friendship. These things are off the table because of the nature of these platforms. These places do not facilitate deep thought or deep relationships. There's no depth to any of it. It is empty calories. Not sure this one is going to turn out the way I hoped it would. Oh my god. Actually, that looks fine. That's pretty good. Yeah, we have to get off social media, and you know, I don't know that the solution is that we have to return to message boards and shit. I just I'm not the first person to point this out, but like, there's some fucked up shit happening on those message boards, all right? We don't need to go back to that. But let's use our imagination, people. There's got to be something that's not you know, that's not social media and is not, say, I don't know, AOL message boards where like 15-year-olds and 30-year-olds are talking to each other regularly. I mean, I'm not totally against that, but obviously I'm a little against that. When I was a teenager, I had adult friends online. Anybody else have adult friends online when they were a teenager? And not all of them were pedophiles. That's Discord still, where young and old people can hang out. Yeah, but Discord's about to get fucked. Right? They're going public. Discord's about to get fucked. You made adult friends on Muds back in '99. Yeah, I was on Muds in the late '90s too. I wasn't big into that, but I did check a few of them out. I was on IRC. I retake classes. God damn, I'm almost done with these. How nice. I still have a bit more work to do after this tonight. Doesn't end here, but at least I got this done. I'm not dragging my ass on this, so thanks for holding me accountable, guys. All right. Let's just redo this. ba ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 ba ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Looks a little like you. Are you one of the Kickstarter backers who helped make this game come into reality? It could indeed be you. Ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Oh my god, I love The Mask. If I could somehow watch The Mask for the first time again. I watched it with my son last week, and I was just so jealous of him. Like, he watched... Oh, you're not? Well, then I guess this one's on the house, huh? This one's on the house. It just looks like you. He watched the scene where the mask diffuses a bomb by swallowing it. He sticks it down his throat and swallows it. And then a second later, he explodes inside. And then, you know, he does like... Jim Carrey does like a little... like, just the most hilarious belching face. He belches up a fireball. And then he says, "That's a spicy meatball!" And I was just so jealous of my son hearing that for the very first time. He was dying. He was on the floor. All right, let's try these out. All right, I already did closed. Big mouth. And then teeth. I feel like there needs to be an open mouth and not just teeth. She's just like, it's like she's talking through gritted teeth. I also think the outline of the lip being inconsistent is not quite working. Yeah, Jim Carrey's just so fucking good. Like, never be anybody like that guy again. I don't know, I sound like I'm eulogizing him. He's just so fucking funny. He's so incredible to watch on the screen. He's the first famous person. You know, he's the first Hollywood actor I was aware of. Let's try this. I think that works okay. Yeah, I like that. Jim Carrey's laugh. Oh my god, I know. All the different laughs. Let's see. Jim Carrey laughs. Well, when he's Stanley, he's like, he kind of like shrugs and sighs when he laughs. Like, oh, Oscar's laugh. Yeah, no. I watched I Love Lucy with my son tonight. I was like, I'm not gonna build towards the the job swapper episode. I went straight for the kill. I was like, all right, buddy, it's just you and me. Daddy's at class right now. Let's watch the job swapping episode of I Love Lucy, and it was such a big hit. It was such a big hit. Um, the Chocolate Factory. Now I'm thinking I want the head to be longer again. It was so goddamn funny. We've talked about how Joe and I have talked about how I Love Lucy was the first thing that was good on purpose. Like TV, completely disposable shit. I Love Lucy, sitcom on TV, did not have to be good. Did not have to be good. Lucy and Desi had a vision. And they made a good TV show. Good on purpose. Didn't have to do it. They did it. Those communists. Got in so much fucking trouble for being communist. They were right about everything. Right about everything. Lucy and Ethel working in the miserable fucking factory. Woman screaming at them. They start the conveyor belt. At this point, Lucy and Ethel have already been kicked out of 2 other departments. They're not doing well. And they get them into the conveyor belt room. And the floor manager is like, if I see even one of these chocolates unwrapped come down this conveyor belt, you're fired. She leaves the room, like, something wrong with the conveyor belt. She's like, somebody must be sleeping on the job. I'll be right back. She leaves the room, and Lucy and Ethel are just looking at each other like, oh shit. And then, all right. And then, the conveyor belt starts, and they're like, oh, and I can't decide, man. I might end up tweaking this one a little tomorrow. Conveyor belt starts, and they start grabbing the chocolates and wrapping them, and they're so relieved. They're like, oh, I think we can actually do this. And then, you know, as soon as they miss one chocolate, everything starts getting worse. And Jesus, I'm getting too granular about this one. All right, I'm just gonna do the lip sync, and I'll come back to it. As soon as they miss one, things are already getting bad, and then they miss a second one, and then they start eating the chocolate immediately. Like, in your memory of the episode, it probably takes them, like, it escalates to them eating the chocolate. No, they start eating the chocolate right away. And then they start stuffing it in their blouses. They can't keep up at all. They start stuffing it in their blouses. They're terrified. and they suffer for a little while, and they hear the floor manager coming back, so they panic, and they stuff all the rest, every chocolate that's out, they stuff into their shirts and under their hats, which I love. You, the hat never pays off either. There's just chocolate in Lucy's hat, and she comes back in, and she's like, "Ah, you ladies are doing good. Turn it up!" And just doubles the speed to a speed that nobody could ever possibly keep up with. And that's when, you get all those hilarious bits that you've seen a million times. It's so fucking funny. These actors who know how to act to an audience who are sitting up in the cheap seats, an audience in a theater who are in the nosebleed seats, are howling with laughter at the acting of Lucy and Desi. Right? Like, they brought that to TV. They brought actually knowing how to act to TV. Yes, I've heard that Desilu can be thanked for Star Trek. Right? Isn't that amazing? Don't we love them, folks? No, they're amazing. They're the first to ever do it, to ever make something good on purpose. There's another gag that is underappreciated because it's in the Chocolate Factory episode. They've just they've just started the dare. Ricky's already fucking lied. He's already gone to the store to get breakfast and pretend he cooked it. But Lucy comes down to breakfast, and Ricky immediately realizes that she's ignoring him. She's reading the paper and not paying attention to him, completely taking his work for granted. Hilarious. And she's got the paper like that, like 2 feet above her head, not paying attention to him at all. And to get her attention, he aims a toaster like that, and the toast pops up into the air to hit her, and she just snatches it out of the air without looking and acknowledging it at all, and just starts eating it. It's so damn good. Like, the complexity of that move, right? In front of an audience. Really impressive. And there's another complex, there's multiple complex mechanical scenes in this. The Chocolate Factory conveyor belt. There's, Ricky's trying to make rice, and he puts too much rice in the pot, and it overflows for more than a pot could possibly overflow, which means, they had to be piping that shit in from somewhere. Oh my god. It's so good. Unbelievable what they pull off for a form that nobody had ever made good before. No one had ever made a good TV show before. Let's see. Something's looking a little off. I think it's that lip is curling up too high. Excuse me. That one looks okay, and then that one is just too high. So let's flatten that a bit. I think that works better. Yeah, it's finals week for me. Who was the first person to make a good video game on purpose? What a great question. Donkey Kong. Right, what do we think? No, wait. Did Pac-Man come first? But, yeah. I think you might even argue Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers was good on purpose. Like, you know, obviously these games are all precursors to Mario. You can't have one without the other, but Super Mario Brothers just has like, you know, Donkey Kong is like da 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 da. All right, like that's fine. That's fine. I think this one also needs to, yeah. Da, 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 da. No, come on. Da, 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 da. Right? The first good on purpose song in a video game. Da, 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 da. Like a video game in the 80s having like this fucking waltz for the underwater music. Come on. No one ever did it like that. All right. I've got all my guys. All right. Now I got to export them. Tetris was good on purpose. Absolutely. Well, no. Tetris was good by accident. That's different. Good by accident. It wasn't allowed. Tetris is like, you know, a game made in Hebrew school instead of paying attention to class. Instead of learning about God. Okay. All right. Time to export these files. So let's see what we got here. I believe we started with her. No, we started with our boy here. So let's export him. Space Invaders has a good soundtrack. Yeah, no, I mean, Tetris is obviously very good, but is it good on purpose? I don't know. I think it might be good by accident. All right. You guys are not going to see my file structure, but that's probably for the best. Oh, you know what? I actually have other ones to export first. So before we do you, let's do... I already did you. Okay, this guy needs to go next. I Love Lucy has more sex appeal than Tetris. That is... Yeah, that is pretty undeniable. Although Tetris has that cry when you die. Ah. Ah. Da 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 da. Looks like you got me this time. CDI Tetris is sexy, yeah. Alright, I just did 7. Oh no, I just did 8. This is 9. Oh, they're all numbered correctly. Well, what do you fucking know? Da 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 da. It's like this little bleating sound. Ah. Da Like an innocent has been slain because you lost at Tetris. Ah. Tetris couldn't have been bad. I'm going to need a little more. I'm going to need to hear a little bit more about that. It couldn't have been bad. It couldn't have been bad. Wait, it couldn't have been bad. Games still aren't good on purpose. They're still bad. Yeah, I'm trying to make the first good on purpose game right now. Maybe I'll be the one to do it. Mario RPG. Right. It could have just been a cheap cash grab for Square. It could have just been like all those other fucking games they've made over the last decade and change. Oh yeah, number 17. That's the last one. All right. Okay, I did them all. All right, I'm gonna start bringing them into the engine, and then I'm probably gonna call this stream kaput. Let me just check my source tree and see if there's any other crappus I need to know about. Good on purpose must only be in an era when something like a TV show or a game is still impressive and you don't need to try as hard. Yeah, I mean, because like, you know, my example that I always go with is like Atari games were not trying, right? Games on Atari were just like almost roundly terrible. Can we agree on that? I mean, I don't think that's just because of the age I am, that I'm like a little too young for Atari. I find those games to be completely unplayable, while I still find other consoles of the age, not just Nintendo, but like Commodore, to be, you know, to have many good games on them. But Atari to me is just completely unplayable. And, you know, when people talk about like the Western crash of the video game industry, they're largely talking about how those games were terrible, and everyone collectively noticed that they were terrible. Here, I'm going to open the engine for a minute. That's right. We're going into the engine. Let's explore the game. Yeah, so video games are a novelty. Like TV was a novelty. Right, you can make a square move around. It's cool. All right, what do I need now? I need to go into portraits and Kickstarter portraits. And because I am no longer breaking saves, I need to just replace each of these with the directory that I just set up. So in order to do that, oh, wait, maybe I don't need to do it. Let's see. Ah, it worked. Oh, that makes my life easier. Oh, that one didn't work. Okay. Oh! GoldenEye was impressive for its time and can be considered influential far after it was made. That's true. That's true. I mean, that was definitely trying hard. Like I think what Joe's talking about, that would definitely, transcend that categorization. It was novel, but it was trying very hard to do something good. Da 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 da. No. It's pasting my name for the source directory. Look at all these files appearing like magic. Oh man, I can't believe I'm almost done with these. These have been very time consuming, as you can tell. They take me a while to do, and I have to give them a lot of my focus. So I'm very relieved. This is the last of the artwork right here. There's no more artwork. There's nothing else to draw. There better not be. I mean, the game comes out on Thursday morning. There better not be anything else to draw. I'll be devastated if I find even one more thing that I have to draw tomorrow. Last minute asset checks. Oh my god. My testers were still finding rough drawings like a couple of days ago, but I think we've got it all. And if we don't, then it ships with that. I don't care. I can't care anymore. There's only so much I can care about at this late a date. But I am trying with all my ass to get this shit done. And for the most part, I think it's gonna be fine. I think honestly, there's more. In my mind, there's too little. And the reality for most people is that there's going to be too much in this game. They'll never see all of it. And I'm worried about what will amount to the 80% of the game that they're not even going to see. Okay, so beta humans rationale. My idea is sort of a proof by contradiction. Any game sufficiently different from what we think of as Tetris, such that we could consider it bad, would consider it bad, would also probably be far enough away from Tetris itself that we would also think of it as a different game. Circular reasoning, maybe, but what do you want after midnight? Oh well, I mean, I do agree with you. Like, Tetris is like a crossword puzzle. It's like solitaire. It is in the canon of games. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that any remake, any iteration on Tetris can't really be bad unless it is so distinct from Tetris as to not be Tetris. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. Because yeah, the rules of the game are excellent. It is just excellent. It's like chess. You can't fuck it up anymore because all of if you stick to the shape, the probability, the speed, the control, then you can't fuck Tetris too badly. There were bad Tetris clones, though. Right. But, if you're following this reasoning, if it's a real clone of Tetris, then it's still good because it's still Tetris. And if it was so different from Tetris that it sucked, then it wasn't Tetris. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Joe and I played a what was called Tetris 2 a couple weeks ago on the stream, and it was pretty bad. Although eventually Joe started to like it a little bit and was more forgiving of it. And but when he got to that point, he said, "Well, but this isn't Tetris." So I think that does check out. That like you're either Tetris or you're not, right? Okay. That was the last one, and now I'm just like saving files. So, um before I jump in the rest of my night, which I do have more work to do, but before I jump into that, anything else I should talk about? Anybody have a question or a little bone for me to chew on before I call it a night? Oh my god, I'm tired. I'm gonna need, what do I need? Oh, I need this drink that I brought up. Forgot about for an hour. Oh, thank you. Thank you, me, from an hour ago. Let's see how my bug testing room is doing. Not too bad. Nothing I can't fix. Nothing I can't fix. Tetris is a unique game for being culturally and personally significant to its developer and to its country. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess you could say that a little bit about Mario too. I feel like Mario is also like very culturally significant. Um, but it wasn't like a guy. It was made under oppressive conditions. Yeah, I think they all are. But yeah, no, in particular, that one game was made under conditions where the game was not allowed. Uh, yeah, I'm out of gas. I do need to rally and do a little bit more tonight, but I think I'm gonna do it off stream. So I will see you all when the game comes out. I'll see y'all when the game comes out, which is very soon. And you know, you can see I'm surviving, right? I'm doing okay. Are we doing Thingus? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to know until I'm not going to know until like tomorrow afternoon. I'm thinking Thingus, but I don't know if I'm doing Thingus. Um, yeah. I think we're going to have to decide tomorrow. We'll see, but I have the feeling by the time evening goes around, I'm not going to comes around, I'm not going to be like, "Wow, I had less to do than I thought." Like when does that happen? But maybe. But maybe. We'll see. If I can find some last minute menial task to work on while we're on the show, I might do that again. But anyway, thing gets up in the air, station to station, definitely happening. See you soon.